for mothers and all that other stuff for women for those kind of cares, but they're going to take the money away if they don't want them to do abortions anymore. Stop doing abortions and provide invaluable services to women, but don't kill kids. Doesn't sound like a bad deal to me. But again, that's coming from an evangelical background, and that's where I'm coming from. But the left is just fuming because what they see is one step closer for the Supreme Court to rule down and axe Roe versus Wade. I always thought that was an evil blight on our society that we allowed that, and we say that we're a humane society. There's nothing humane about what Planned Parenthood has done through the years. Nothing humane, nothing loving. That's not caring. That's killing. And it is. I have spoken to women that have had abortions, and they weren't proud of it. It still hurts. There's a wound there. And some women I know felt pressed to do it, and they've done it. But it's just not an easy decision anywhere around. But when you are given the opportunity freely to do it, and coerced into doing it, and the things that they are sold when they go into these Planned Parenthood, that's the easiest thing. It's not going to hurt. It'll be good. You'll be good as new, and you look terrific. It's wonderful. It's the best thing you can do for your child and for you. Sure, your life's going to be beautiful and all this other stuff, and then they've been harvesting organs and late-term abortions and all that, and thank God if George W., besides the war blunder, and just a horrible thing, he cracked down on those late-term abortions. Unfortunately, these things continued still, even after Bush ruled that they couldn't. They did. They still did it. And because if you allow that environment, the environment that is conducive to killing, there's no stopping people. And you're talking about losing your conscience. I'm sorry, but if you're involved with that kind of thing, there's HIPAA rules and laws. And when the doctor swears to preserve life, and can you really call yourself a doctor and do those particular things? I don't think so. You're giving up a part of you. And that's not a good thing. And you know what? Think about this. People, they have diseases. Maybe you have one of them. And maybe you wish to God that you had a cure for whatever it is that ails you. And to think that one of those children, or many of those children were aborted, may have come up with a cure for that. But they were never given the opportunity to save the world, so to speak. And I think about that all the time when people do that. You never know. You'll never know. But out of all the amounts of people that were killed in this country since the 70s, the hundreds of millions of babies that were aborted, you're telling me that not one of them could come close to curing it? You're telling me that nobody could have done a great work in our world and have not offered anything at all? You're kidding yourself. Out of that many millions, there's somebody, and you never know who that might be. Never underestimate, folks, the ability of a human life. It's not an animal. People that sit there on the left, and they'll tell you that they're as valuable as you. And I love animals, don't get me wrong. I have dogs. I love cats. I love birds. I love animals all the way around. But they're not human. Well, they might act like it. But they're not human beings. They're not. They're not human. They don't sit there and oh my God, it's 12:30. I think I need to take my medication. They have other abilities that their hearing and their eyes and things like that, but they're not conscious like we are. From a mental standpoint and capacity, and we can get into the soul and spirit and all that other stuff. And maybe, who knows, maybe there is a doggy heaven, a kitty heaven. That would be nice to think. There might be. But folks, I am one that will not buckle on my convictions when it comes to that particular issue. So if he takes away the funding from Planned Parenthood, I'm going to be the happiest guy on the planet. I have never forget spending hours and hours and weeks during the Terry Schindler Shivo ordeal in Pinellas Park in Florida. Remember that? The Pope even got involved. The governor at that time, Jeb Bush, got involved there. And I got involved because what we were saying all along is where there is life, there's hope. And I believe that. And I think when you give that up and you minimize that particular item, then it's a downward spiral. Then you're going to have Jack Kevorkians everywhere. And we don't need that. We don't need it in this world at all, because it's a modern day Holocaust for people that perform these abortions. It is disgusting, and it's no wonder we bring on problems when we do things like that. That's the evil that we bring into our backyards, and I don't think we want that curse on our country. And if it could be reversed, again, I think God would shine on this country brighter than ever before, because you're taking away the life that he gives us. It's not our right to do it. It's just not. Well, we can continue the conversation later. Our website's forthepeopleshow.com. We are 100% listener supported. Your donations make a world of difference. I'm Keith Allen saying all the best. May God bless.